I went to New York, I had a dream. I wanted to be a big star. I didn't know anybody. I wanted to dance, I wanted to sing. I wanted to do all those things. I wanted to make people happy. I wanted to be famous. I wanted everybody to love me. I wanted to be a star. I worked really hard and my dream came true.
I befriended one DJ in particular, and he worked at a club called Danceteria, which was one of my favorite clubs. And we talked a lot about music, and I knew a lot about singers and a lot about different groups and stuff like that. And he said, "How come you know so much about this?" And I said, "Well, I'm really interested in music." And he said, "Well, in what way?" And I said, "I'm a singer." He said, "No kidding." And I said, "Yeah." And I just happened to have this tape right here. I mean, I was carrying this tape around with me everywhere, to every club, waiting for the moment to pop it on somebody. So I said, "Would you play it?" I said, "Would you play it?" And he said, "Well, I can't play it in the middle of the night. I mean, I haven't heard it. What if it's terrible? What if everybody stops dancing?" And I said, "All right, well, you listen to it, take it home with you tonight and listen to it, and I'll come back here tomorrow, and if you like it, then you play it again." So that was a Friday night, and he went home, and then Saturday night I met him again. I came back before the club opened, and he said he really loved it. So he played it. He played 2 songs. One of them was Everybody.
Everybody, come on, dance and sing. Everybody, get up and do your thing. Everybody, come on, dance and sing. Everybody, get up and do your thing.
I had a couple of singles out before anybody really knew who I was, because I didn't have a video. And so I did my first video to Borderline, and then suddenly I had that crossover that I'd been waiting for so long, because people could see who I was, they could put a face together with a song. My definition of new music is something that's, you know, fresh and reflecting of, you know, the times, the politics, the fashion, the energy, something. I just finished recording an album with Nile Rodgers, and I hope to put it out in October, but they're still playing stuff off my last album, which I can't complain, but I'm really anxious to get the new stuff out. I have a video that's already ready for the new single I'm putting out in October. There's a video, which I shot in Venice.
What's the title?
Like a Virgin.
Anything else?
No comment from the Peanut Gallery. I already told Dick Clark once on American Bandstand. So I'll repeat it again and annoy everyone who was annoyed before when I said it. I want to conquer the world. I'm gonna do another video for the second release after Like a Virgin, and so I'm thinking about that. I'm also getting together a tour. I plan to go on tour upon the release of my album in October, an American tour, a major city, and possible parts in movies, but I can't really talk about it.
Everybody looks at you, right? Everybody just look at that girl. It's the only one that we can look up to nowadays.
You can wear all this in the street nowadays. It's fun. It helps you to be yourself, you know?
I say it's more myself. Like, this is the way I am.
My part in the movie is actually someone like myself, a singer in a club. So all my action takes place in a club, singing and dealing with the audience.
The movie I'm working on is called Desperately Seeking Susan. It's directed by Susan Seidelman, who did a movie called Smithereens. And I play Susan.
I've seen them together.
You saw Roberta with another man? Who?
Looks like a real greaseball to me.
Acting is just, it's just another kind of performing. It's an expression, it's being honest with your audience, stuff like that. So to me, it's just an extension of what I do already, making videos and performing on stage.
Some of the critics hated it. They wanted to.
My tour?
They wanted to shoot you down.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So
That's
how did
normal.
you cope with that?
Well, I think overall I ignored them because I knew deep down in my heart that it was good, and that I was also always going to meet up, and I will in the future meet up with a certain amount of, you know, controversy, a certain amount of opposition to what I'm doing.
Have you been clever to the point that other people may have underestimated your talent?
Oh, yeah, but that's really fun because that way, if everyone underestimates you, you keep giving them little surprises. I did a soundtrack for a movie that Sean just finished in Tennessee that's going to be out in the spring. I did that, you know, the title track from that. Well, yeah, that's what happens when you're in love with somebody. You give up a certain part of yourself. You have to become selfless in a way. And that's the trade-off. I borrow from people all the time in my work, in my videos. I pay tribute to painters and photographers and dancers and so on and so forth. And I think that it's inevitable, and I think one should look at it as flattery.
Last night I dreamt of San Pedro. Just like I'd never gone, I knew the song. Young girl with eyes like the desert. It all seems like yesterday, not far away. Tropical, the island brings all the nature wild as spring. This is where I long to be, La Isla Bonita. And when the summer rain.
I have a lot of controversial ideas. I don't think that my ideas are so controversial. It's just that I'm very outspoken about them. I have to listen to the criticism that I get when they're dealing with my work. and it's beneficial. It was about innocence versus decadence, really, and in the end, I chose innocence. I mean, that's what the child represented. You know, the childlike quality that everybody has versus all the people in the club who, you know, sort of were jaded and decadent and depraved. Everyone in the family studied a musical instrument. My father was really big on that. Somehow, I only took about 1.5 years of piano lessons, and I convinced my father to let me take dancing lessons instead.
New York City, my first plane ride, my first cab ride, and I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know it's Seoul, and I asked the taxi cab driver to drop me off in the middle of everything. So he dropped me off in Times Square. Anyway, I was completely awestruck, and 10 years later, I'm standing in the middle of Times Square looking at all you people. TV and my movie, and I'm completely awestruck.
I want more! I had my own ideas about God, and then I had the ideas that I thought were imposed on me. I mean, it's a very taboo subject to have an interracial relationship, you know what I mean? And the idea of that kind of joyousness in the church, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It dealt with a lot of taboos, and it made people afraid. And I think the people who reacted negatively to it were afraid of their own feelings that they have about those
issues.
She is tapping into the power of religious symbols, which is exploitative.
Yes, I do think it's in bad taste.
She's sleeping with the priest. Wait, okay, wait, no.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of conflicting images in the film.
People who are really, if they're really passionate and they really have an open mind, and they really watch closely, I think that the video has a very positive message and that they wouldn't find fault with it. If my father hadn't been strict, I wouldn't be who I am today. And I think that his strictness taught me a certain amount of discipline that has helped me in my life and in my career, and also made me work harder for things, whether that's acceptance or the privilege to do something. I guess, you know, when you're in love, when you finally decide that you want to make sacrifices for somebody else, or you want to give something up for somebody else, and you don't just concentrate on yourself. I think like the love that parents have for their children. If you don't express yourself, if you don't say what you want, then you're not going to get it. And in effect, you are chained down by your inability to say what you feel or go after what you want.
Come on, girls. Do you believe in love? 'Cause I got something to say about it. And it goes something like this.
I oversaw everything, the building of the sets, everyone's costume. I had meetings with makeup and hair and the cinematographer and, you know, everybody. Casting, finding the right cat, just every aspect. And I worked very hard for what I have, but I was lucky to have the nerve and the courage to do what I do. I'm not militant anything, and I don't want to be pedantic. You know, to me, it's more interesting if you interject humor in all the messages. That way, people get what you're saying, but they sort of get it. I mean, laughing, you know. I mean, there's irony in everything that I do. Strike a pose. I think it has a lot of humor to it, too. I mean, it's just so sort of arrogant and there and presentational, you know what I mean, self-conscious in a way, and I think it's hilarious. I have to expand my own horizons and tackle the next issue or go further in terms of creativity and what it is I want to say and what it is I want. Truth does hurt. I mean, honesty is a frightening concept to most people, but on the other hand, if people got used to it, maybe it wouldn't be so frightening, and that's part of the whole thing about the movie. There's a lot of frightening concepts in the movie, which I think if people would allow themselves to be more open to on a day-to-day basis, it wouldn't be so frightening. We started out just wanting to basically document what we were doing on stage and get some backstage footage to sort of, you know, shoot some black and white backstage stuff to cut away and give you a sense of being on the road, you know, but then I got more interested in the backstage footage. I'm like, no way.
We talked about this in LA.
About me getting an adjustment. Just tune it out. I'm just gonna... Julie, shut up. Don't tell me to tune it out.
Drop this shoulder.
It's cold, like a New York winter day. It could be like this snowing weather. That's what it's like. All of you put black tights on. Just put the Vogue costume on and put your jacket on, and that's your costume for the night, okay?
This is so wild. I'm panicking right now. Belgium stress.
Thing. And the thing is that the issues that I'm interested in life are generally controversial issues, so it seems that I'm trying to do that, you know? For me, I don't question it. It's like, this is what I have to do.
What it is a reflection of society, because I think the subject matter that I deal with, because it usually is about taboo subjects, people are so frightened of my ideas that they try to undermine my actual talent or any artistic value that may be in any of my work, and just say, oh, she's just doing that to shock people, or oh, oh, look, she's changing her look again, oh, she really knows how to manipulate the media. But the fact is, if that's all I was good at doing, I don't think people would be paying attention to me for this long. I mean, I'm still here.
My name is Dita. I'll be your mistress tonight.
It's not always something that I've experienced, but I always say it in the first person, so it seems like it's a personal thing. And they're just usually ideas that amuse me. I mean, sometimes they're things that I think are erotic. When I write music, I like to write them like, in my mind, there's a little movie playing, and I always envision scenarios and characters. And I know. I try to write songs so that they could be read on lots of different levels. You know, so you could appreciate them superficially, and then if you go deeper, you see something else.
It's a very emotional show, and I sort of I play lots of different characters and go through all of these emotional arcs throughout the show, as does everyone else. So I would say that it's a lot different than the last tour.
Hello, New York City! Are you ready? You get back, get back, get back. You get back, get back. You get back, get back.
It's about, without sounding corny, being an artist, and the artistic life is creation, and when you have ideas, you want to express them. So if you have one idea and it came off well, that doesn't mean that, you know, that's it. You know, life goes on. And as long as I'm inspired, I'm gonna keep doing things. I'm different every day. I'm different every month. I'm different every year. I call the album Bedtime Stories because I think that each song is like a tale or story. Each song tells a story, and I think a lot of the music has a lullaby-ish quality to it.
Curtains down. There's no one here.
Well, my father used to tell me a story about a vegetable garden every night. It's really corny, so. Basically he used to make up a story every night about a vegetable garden and the rabbit that used to try to sneak into the vegetable garden and eat the vegetables. And it was basically a tale about good and evil. And sometimes the rabbit won and sometimes the vegetables won. I can't remember specific stories, but only that the rabbit was a bad rabbit, and he was in a forbidden place.
Oops, I didn't know I could speak my mind. What was I thinking? And I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. It's human nature.
My work is not a game. My record, my book, everything that I do artistically is not a game. It's a part of me. It's a way that it was an expression of me,
a part of me. And the gossip, which is completely different and has nothing to do with me, that is a game. I don't take. The song itself is a kind of a love song, but it's more about self-love, and it's about a kind of spiritual awakening. And I say the same line over and over again: happiness lies in your own hand. And that's something that I really came to realize in the past few years, and that sets up the tone for the whole record, so I wanted to start off with that. When my toes start to tingle, when I'm smiling, I can't describe it. It's like asking a painter, how do you know when your painting is finished? It's just when it says what you want it to say.